All right, so we're back with the third episode of this session. Um, our heroes have returned back to their home base, Storm Peak, where they have been getting a little downtime between their adventures while their new recruits wait for their initiation ceremony. Beerus thought it was a good time to take a bath and use his vape he got off some stoner at a store. Um, Hobran was cleaning his armor while Whis read a book, and their other companion, Skelishanks, uh, thought it was fun to annoy all of them. Beerus, you had a very nice back bath, and eventually you get out. You
I do have a
dry.
very nice back too.
You have a very nice back, and you get out. You dry yourself off with your towel, and you step outside into your dormitory where you see Skillshanks, who's kind of pacing around, kind of muttering to himself, and Hobran, who's kind of still kind of cleaning slash polishing off his armor, and Whis, who seemed to be deep in a book. You notice that her face is fairly red.
Hmm. Is she reading the
the
Hag
smut,
Smut?
the smut we stopped.
You don't know. You can't read. Can't read the
What do you mean
book.
I can't read?
You can't read.
You know 4 or 5 languages, but you can't read.
I know 4 or 5 languages, but I can't read. That's why I need the crab to learn how to write.
I'm just gonna say what I want written down.
Okay, well I'm just gonna ignore whatever's going on in this area, and I guess I'm gonna go lay down.
So you find yourself to be fairly sleepy after your day, so you kind of get underneath your furs, and it's very warm and comfortable, and you lay there, you start thinking about some things, um, and then you kind of feel yourself as your eyes kind of slowly begin to fall as you get fairly sleepy, and then eventually you just can't hold on and you close your eyes and you drift off to sleep. Habran, what you doing?
Taking my turn in the shower slash bath.
Lay bath.
Indeedly.
You, um, I mean, as you enter the very pristine bathroom, you notice that there is just a lot of water on the floor from the past two people who'd been in there. The tub seems fairly clean. Um, as you kind of pull on the little uh, lever, and hot water comes out of the wall and starts to begin to fill the tub up. And then once it's about filled up, you get in and you feel the just warmth of the water, and you sit there and you relax, and you let your mind kind of just wander to just certain places, and then you realize something.
Hmm.
Stumbleduck still isn't black. He's still
Yeah,
not
yeah.
here.
He's a Caucasian gnome.
And You think to yourself, yeah, he does have a stone, but he's still not back. What does Hobbrand think?
Well, I guess we'll let everyone know. We should probably send out someone after him if he doesn't show up soon.
You think to yourself, that sounds like a pretty solid plan. Um, and after you kind of relax a bit, you clean the, you know, muck and mud out of your terry folds, and eventually you get out of the bath, where you see Skeletonshanks, who's in the middle of the room, and somehow very adeptly and quietly, he goes into a pile of bones, and then he comes back into his normal form, and then he goes back into a pile of bones, and then he goes back into his normal form. But it's eerily quiet compared to his other actions. You see Beerus is basically in bed, um, and Wiss is still red as a tomato reading her book.
Wes, did you tell him to not make noise while he was doing that? Or is he just doing that on his own?
She goes, what? Oh, him? No, he's just doing his thing. I'm guessing this was normal for him, but I'm not quite sure.
Okay. Well, I was just thinking about the fact that Stumbleduck hasn't come back yet.
She goes, oh shit. And then she puts down her book and goes, you're right, I actually forgot about him.
Well, we have had a lot of running around, so I figure if he doesn't show back up soon, we'll head back to Old Mines and take a look around.
He has a stone back, right?
Pretty sure he's got at least 3 or 4 spares for here.
I hope so. I mean, didn't did he steal a whole bunch when we broke into Dari's room?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like we've been each getting a stone for going back for most of the trips, and only one of us has been using one. So I've got 7 right now.
Do you think something bad happened to him?
Who knows? He might have just gotten distracted, air quotes, uh, and lost track of time with Juliet.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
Either
true
that, or
too.
his parents have trapped him at their house.
Parents do that, I suppose. Well, sucks for him. He's gonna miss out on the feast.
Mm, yeah. So I guess I'll go check in with Dari, see if we've got any update on if she's back yet.
All right, you do that, and then she picks up her book again. Pierce, as you're in your surprisingly very deep sleep, um, you have this very weird dream about you on this kind of barren field where it's just made out of stone and rocky hills. And in this like large rock field, there's these huge green slimes that just boing, boing as they kind of drift along this stone kind of dreamscape. And for some reason, it's how they do it. It fills you with a sense of just, oh, that's very majestic and kind of beautiful, as if as if you
It
witnessed
sounds majestic and beautiful.
as if you witnessed like a migration of geese or something. You just kind of look as they and as they hit the ground, they're like gelatin kind of ripples from the effects of hitting the ground, and there's about 4 or 5 of them, and you see they're kind of heading off into the distance. Habran, you kind of walk into the lobby, and you notice not a lot has changed. You see Brawl is looking very impatient. You see she's kind of like tapping her foot and just kind of looking around. You notice Faye and Ariane, they're kind of just doing their thing. You're not even sure what they're doing. Pip seems to be just kind of talking to himself. And as usual, Dari and Wayne have continued their flirting again, and you see Gran across the hall on her knees cleaning up the mess you guys made.
Hey, Dari.
Huh? Oh, Avran, what's up?
Just a heads up that Stumbleduck hasn't come back yet, right?
I haven't seen him.
Okay.
Have
He ran off in Old Mines visiting his parents and girlfriend or whatever. He was checking to see if he'd been in yet.
does he have a way home?
Yeah, he's got at least 4 of your rune rocks home, so.
Peculiar.
So yeah, if he doesn't show up soon, I was gonna go out and check.
You see,
Any idea
you see
about?
he closes his eyes, and then he opens them, and he goes, "Oh, she's gonna be coming back soon." Soon, as in approximately 4 seconds, and then you hear this, and you feel the kind of earth shake a little bit as something impacted the mountain. And Dari goes, "Well, she's here."
All right.
What you
Does
gonna
the
do
shaking
now?
make its way into the room?
What?
Does the shaking make its way into the dormitory?
Yeah. It kind of it wakes you up.
No slimes!
Whis looks over at you and goes, "Slimes?
They're so majestic,
Huh?
graceful.
Is that your dream?"
Yeah. Yeah, there's about 4 or 5 green slimes just hopping about, rippling up. It was beautiful.
Skeleton goes, "Oh, I love me a good slime. You want to know why I love slimes?
Is it because they're easy to shank?
Because they're fun to shake."
How long was I out?
Whis goes, maybe 10 minutes.
Solid.
That wake you up?
What? What?
Did that wake you up? Your little nap? Your cat nap?
Yeah, I think so.
How did you like Brawl's weird wake up potion this morning?
It's good. It's just bitter.
Yeah, it was very bitter. That's why I put my honey in it.
What you reading over there?
You hear thunk. She puts it under her covers. Goes, nothing. No, just nothing. See as she reddens up. I wasn't reading.
Doesn't look like nothing.
I was watching Skellshanks, right, Skellshanks? No, I think you are reading, Master. And Whisk gives Skellshanks this really, like, angry look, like, what the fuck? And Skellshanks goes, oh, you wanted me to lie. Oh, she was just watching me dance.
Ah.
Just like this. And then you see as he rattles his bones and smacks his hips.
Does his dancing embarrass you that much?
Yeah. It's, you know, if he had a butt, he'd be slapping it right now, so that's kind of embarrassing. Oh, what's that? Oh, feast time. Bye. And then she gets up and she walks out the door.
I go over to see what she was reading.
Skellshanks goes, you shouldn't go over there, Master Beerus.
I don't know what you're talking about, Skellshanks. Not at all. Don't know what you're talking about.
Sees he jangles closer to you. I'll tell Master Whis. I'm just joking. And he turns into a pile of bones. And then his skull looks up to you and goes, or am I? And then he turns back into his full form again.
I just stare at him, really annoyed. Really annoyed.
He goes, what's that look, Beerus? Do you not like my jest?
Dang it.
It appears you did not like my jest.
I did not like your jest. The question is, was it a jest or was it a true threat?
I guess you'll have to see. And then he cartwheels back into the workshop. And he closes the door, and then you hear, oh, hello, Metal Dog. We speak again.
Why does he have to go in my workshop? I use sleight of hand to take a quick peek at what she's reading. Keep in mind, that's a 24.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't you have a plus to that, too?
I do.
Okay, so you use your sneaky fingers, and you search around through her bed, and you finally hit the leather casing of her book, and you take it out, and you examine it, and you notice that there's no title and or markings on the cover.
I open it to a random page.
you kind of just skimming through. Um, it's straight up just smut.
I knew it!
It's
I put it back in.
from the section you could tell it's about a kind of half elf woman who has many kind of different, what's the word? What's the opposite of like a mistress? Like a manstress.
Many different manstresses.
Yes. And she
Okay.
she can't decide which one she loves the most.
Okay, I put the book down. I go to the feast.
There's no face.
You see
Shut up, pillow.
You see Wiz, you look down the hall and you see Wiz, who's kind of just sitting in the cafeteria.
Hey.
She goes, "Oh, hey, what's up?"
Not much. Not sure what I'm gonna have for dinner. I mean,
You looked at my
am I
book,
gonna
didn't
have?
you?
I just can't decide.
You looked at my book, didn't you?
Yeah, I totally did.
Yeah, I could read you like a book.
Damn it!
Didn't.
Dang it! I had the line like set up, and then you. Ah!
She goes, it's not the best smut I've ever read. It's pretty bad. And then she points at you and says, "Don't get any ideas about how that's like my life. It's not."
I wasn't, but now that you're trying to deflect me,
Don't do it.
too late. JK, don't worry.
She sighs and goes, "Well, let's just say I don't have a lot of manstresses."
That's good to know.
If that's what you assumed when you read it.
I mean, the only connection I really was able to make from what I from what I did read was it was about a half elf girl.
She goes, "Yes."
And that was the only connection I made.
Okay, good.
I mean, you're not like the secret author, are you?
No. I know who is, though.
So, are you saying that they may have you might have inspired the book?
No, I think it happened to them.
Oh, who is the author?
You'll meet her eventually. Maybe you already have.
That's
You've been to Moon Scene, yeah?
Moon Sea? Moon Seat?
Yeah.
That one time. That one time that we went and I got lost at all the bars.
Have you ever been to the library there?
No.
Oh. Well, if you do, there's a librarian there that I was friends with, and she had a kind of gift for writing this stuff, and she sends them to me to check, for editorial reasons,
Yeah.
Not because I
Of course.
like it or anything, just, to make
Yeah.
sure it's good so she could publish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna,
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll have her visit. She's different. different, not being bad, but just interesting.
Huh.
So, what's happening? Why isn't there food? I'm pretty hungry.
Yeah. Not sure. I'm. I mean, could the ceremony not be over? Not be over yet?
Or did it not even happen? And then she gets up. She walks to the corner and sees everyone's still in there. And she goes, ah, fuck.
What the hell, guys?
Hobran, you notice your two companions enter the lobby.
All right, guys.
So why? So why are these people not in there being initiated?
She just got back here like a minute ago.
Whisk goes, oh. You see as Dari begins, alright, all you guys wait here. I'll be right back. And Dari opens the large door and he steps
I cast
in.
invisibility and follow him.
Okay. roll stealth.
I am invisible.
Roll stealth. With advantage.
Here we go.
15.
Okay. You cast invisibility on yourself, and you barely slip in to the chamber, right on the ass of Dari. And you see your boss, who seemed to just got home, and you see she's stretching out her large wings, and you see she kind of flicks them, and just water sprays everywhere. And Dari walks up and goes, "Hi, boss. Your agents brought back those recruits you wanted. They've been waiting a while and they want to do the ceremony." And she goes, "Oh, it looks like we got a guest. Hello, Beerus. What are you doing here?"
I guess. I was curious.
Did you think I was still mad at you or something?
Maybe a little bit.
It's fine. When you live this long, you get over the little things. Let's just hope these new recruits are up to par.
Wait a minute.
You could send them in. Beerus, you don't have to go invisible. I mean, did you want to say anything to me?
No. I'm just like when you say up to par. Are you insinuating that is our job in trouble? Like, are we?
Oh no, I'm just saying I hope they're as good as you.
Oh.
And your
Good.
companions.
Do a quick insight check on that.
Setting the bar low.
She's straight up telling the truth.
Okay.
Setting the bar low.
She goes, "Yes, your team may have its quirks, but you guys always do a good job.
Okay.
I just hope they're as good.
I've
Could
I've
bring
dropped
them.
invisibility by now.
Yeah, I figured. She goes, you could bring them in now. It's bet they've been waiting a long time. Beerus, would you like to see the ceremony? Or not?
I mean, if you're inviting me, then yes. But
Hmm.
I was honestly under the impression that something was going down, and I thought I'd just slip in. Uh, yeah, I'll stay.
Well, you might want to use that invisibility.
Oh, okay, another spell slot.
You know, this is a sacred ceremony for them, and it would be kind of awkward if you were just standing in the background.
Yeah, but I mean, Dari hung out during ours.
Dari's Dari. You see his Darty. Darty?
Darty.
Darty.
Darty, 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 darty,
Bring him
darty.
in.
Go get him, Skeeter.
Go get him, Darty. He sees Dari kind of nods, and then he walks back out and motions for the new recruits to come in. Whisk kind of comes up to you, hovering, and goes, "Where did Beerus go?"
Pretty sure he went invisible and was doing Beerus things. Hopefully, the inconsequential Beerus things, and not the send everyone to hell Beerus things.
Let's hope the first one.
Yeah.
And you guys see as the new recruits then begin to make their way across the walkway over towards her, and you see in the one where you could actually see their faces are kind of like just amazed at this great blue dragon that is just looming in front of them.
Oh, as they're going in, I give Brawl a thumbs up, and I tap what is it? Pip on the shoulder, and
Okay.
give him a little confidence boost.
So you give your thumbs up to Brawl, and then she winks to you and smiles as she walks in. And Pitt, being one of the last ones to walk in, you put your very strong hand on his shoulder, and what do you say to him?
Don't be afraid. It'll be fine. Chin up.
He goes, "Hey, I hope so. You didn't get eaten, so hopefully I won't." And then he begins to walk in. Beerus, you're kind of invisible as you kind of see it from a weird, bizarre, new perspective. You're usually the one walking to her, but now you're facing the people walking to her, and it's kind of strange.
This is what she feels like, only bigger.
Much bigger. And you see as the dragon starts to give them the same spiel that you guys got about her history and how long she'd been there and what the job entails and the benefits and the healthcare package. The healthcare package being WIS. Um, and then you see as they all kind of kneel down and do the same thing that you guys did as they speak the oaths to join the Order of the Blue Dragon. And you see as they all kind of look down at their forearms where their new blue dragon marks are, and she says, "Now it's time for a feast. This is the first time I've ever had this many recruits to join, so it'll be the cause for a celebration. And if you see a stone golem there, don't worry, it's just me." And you see as they all kind of like nod and walk out. And Habran and Wiss, you guys had been kind of just waiting outside while the ceremony was going on, and just kind of making small talk and stuff like that. And then the door kind of creaks open, and you see the new recruits kind of stepping out of there, looking a lot different. Some look a little confused. Some look pretty excited. Pip seems pretty happy. And he comes up to you and he goes, "Hey, I didn't get eaten. And now we're gonna go eat. It's probably one of the best days of my life."
Yeah, sounds like fun. You guys go ahead and head on over there. Take a left once you go down the hallway.
"Hey, you coming?"
Oh yeah, I just need to talk to her for a bit.
"Hey, good luck."
Thanks.
Pierce, what are you doing?
I'm kind of waiting to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. You see as everyone just straight up leaves and heads towards the feast hall. Except for Gran, who's cleaning.
No!
And then you see a looming bearded figure come through the door, and you instantly recognize your companion Habran coming into the room. Ah, Habran, what brings you here?
Two things really. One, just to let you know that when we were in Old Mines, Nomeo went off to visit Gnome Quarter. We assume to stop by his parents and also his girlfriend's. And he wasn't ready, or wasn't at his parents in the morning when we left to go find Pip. So we left him a note, and he has teleportation stones to get back here. But we figured if he doesn't show up soon, we should go and check on him.
Very peculiar.
Secondly, I was just gonna see what your overall impression of the new recruits was.
These are, I'm thinking, pretty good A-tier agents. Very good work. How did you get them all to join? What's your technique?
Well, for the most part, just being honest about what we did and the benefits. Some of them seem to be impressed by some of our deeds with Pyroon and getting rid of the demons and saving the festival. Wayne, he's just all sorts of interested in people for different reasons. We might have mentioned Dari.
Oh yes,
he seems to have
I've
taken
seen
an interest in.
They've made their flirtations very public. And it doesn't help that Dari would come talk to me about him, which was very awkward.
Yeah, well, at least he's fixated on Dari and not everyone else all at the same time now.
Oh, was he doing that earlier?
Yeah.
Ugh. Well, at least he found someone. I'm very interested in our two masked companions now.
Yeah, we don't actually know too much about them. We just explained what was going on, and Ariane took a little while to mull it over, but they decided, or at least indicated, that they wanted to come with us. Still haven't heard Ariane say a word, but got the point across.
Oh, she did. She talked. She had to take the oath.
The surprise on Beerus like knocks him out of invisibility. What?
You hear, and then, and Beerus right next to, right next to the dragon.
That might explain some things then. Don't know why she's hiding behind the armor, but whatever.
Maybe you should go investigate.
Yeah.
And
Helmet bro is a helmet bra?
could you not tell?
Oh, also, I forgot,
No!
we told you about Skellishanks, right?
Oh yes, I've seen him.
Okay.
Trust me. How
Yeah.
did he get here is what bothers me.
Wouldn't great.
Dari gave us a package that had him in it.
How? But
Came in the mail.
how did he know to get here?
We're not
He's
sure. He used to serve the Demi-Lich, and apparently since Wes killed the Demi-Lich, she's his new master?
Yes, that's how it goes.
So apparently somebody knew that the Demi-Lich was here, but I don't know.
Maybe he had a supernatural sense or something like that.
Perhaps.
So, about the Stumbleduck problem. Hi, Trixie. I might have an idea on what he's doing. How do you young kids say it nowadays? Do you
Getting
think
getting his brains fucked out?
you think maybe he's doing one of those sex marathons? Is that something you guys do?
You're saying he's flipping the chicken.
Yes. Yes. Multiple times for multiple days.
Well, hopefully he's keeping hydrated.
Or he got kidnapped. If that's so, we'll probably see a ransom note in the next couple of days.
Oh, I guess we'll head to the feast and then plan for what to do after that.
Good. I'll see you there. And you see she kind of lays down and puts her head down. As you two make your way out, Wiz goes, "Oh, Beerus,
Hey.
What were you doing?"
I was thinking something juicy was gonna happen in there when Dari went in at first, so I slipped in.
Ah,
Nothing juicy.
nothing.
She let me stay for the ceremony.
Anything interesting?
I mean, that's no different than us. Oh, helmet bro is a helmet sis.
Oh, Ariane?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Everyone knows this.
I mean, first thing that told me off is she smells very nice.
I don't go smelling people.
You don't?
No, is it weird that I don't?
Ah, Brand, do you do that?
Should I be smelling people more often?
Unless that's a half elf thing, no.
Oh. Well, she smells good. Men
Oh,
usually
okay.
smell pretty bad, especially if they're in plate armor. She looks to hot Brand.
Rip.
I
Rip.
am not unaware.
Wiscos, especially if they sleep in it, and then snore all night.
Wow, we're just hashing everything. Let's keep this train rolling.
I would, but I'm fairly hungry. Not even
Wait,
hungry. Really hungry.
do I smell bad?
Kind of like gunpowder. And oil. Alchemical oil.
Okay.
I mean, it's better than Hobran.
Butts.
Butts. He is the scent of butts.
Hey, I just cleaned this armor.
Smells like
Hey,
dungeon sewer. The vape
Hey.
flavor.
hey, Halbrand, can I tell you a secret?
Is it butts?
Butts.
Whisk goes, no more butts. And then she walks off towards the feast.
Oh, you heard the lady.
You hear, as you guys are kind of walking out, you hear, oh, is the feast starting? As Gran kind of gets up from the floor.
Yeah, they just all headed over there a minute.
She goes, oh, smackers. I thought this wouldn't take so long. And then you see as she gets up, and then she speed walks towards the kitchen. As you guys are walking to the feast, Wiz says, did Grant just say, oh, smackers?
I think she did.
Alright. You guys kind of enter the auditorium and you see the just array of people sitting there. Wiz says, so where should we sit?
I see an open seat over here,
Mm-hmm.
so I walk across the table.
Right as you step on the bench, Whisk grabs your kind of belt, and she pulls you down. She goes, "What did I
What?
say? No,
I'm not.
walking
I'm
on
not.
tables.
No, you said not to walk across people.
Same thing. No tables."
Oh. But
She pulls you in closer and goes, "We gotta act civilized for the newbies."
I figured that the shock would be a lot less if they just found out now.
We gotta show respect that we're the alpha.
Like, that's why I need to assert my dominance and just take whatever path I want.
Sigh, fine. And then she smacks you on the ass as you go back onto the table.
Woo!
And you walk over and you hear Gran goes, "Oh, I I just cleaned the table too.
Don't worry, I cleaned my boots.
She goes, oh, you better. And then she runs back into the kitchen. Hotbrand, what are you doing?
Seeing if Gran needs help bringing out anything.
You open the door to see the kitchen, which you have never seen before until now, and you see that it's actually
About time.
Storm Peak, 95% unlocked.
opening save file 99% complete.
Unfortunately, there's never-ending DLC, so you'll get to 99.9%, and then a new room will appear.
You see, Gran, you see that she's kind of chopping up some vegetables, but then you see on the other kind of tables and stoves around, you see there's like these gloves that are kind of doing some of the other prep cooking, kind of like stirring pots or like rotating this like big boar on a spit. And Gran goes, "Oh, Mr. Hotbrand, it's almost ready. Just go sit down."
Sure you don't want any help bringing anything out?
Well, maybe that boar is a little uh, too big for my glovesies. Could you maybe grab it in a bit and put it on that cart over there?
Okay.
You might have to put the apple in its mouth if it's not too big of a problem.
No problem.
All right. Well, I'll signal you when I need your help. I still have to do some other things.
Okay, I'll be right out there then.
Okay. Um, you look out and you see everyone's kind of sitting, laughing, having a good time, having a good time. Where are you gonna sit? I don't know what I expected. Um, you see, Brawl.
Actually, you do know what you expected.
I for
And
real didn't know what to
that
expect.
was it.
You look throughout the room. You see Dari and Wayne doing their usual. You see Pierce and Wiss are talking to the couple. And you see that Brawl is kind of bring up some small talk with Pip, and then you kind of like crouch your knees and put your hand on your chin, and then you misty step into the seat with your hand already on your head, and you're like, "Hey, how's it going?" And Brawl's like, "Oh, hi, Habrand. Oh, how you doing?"
Pretty good. Boss seems pleased with her work.
Hey, that's good. She say anything about us?
She liked the quality of our new recruits.
I hope so. I mean, compared to these other folks, I don't know how I fare. I mean, I've been talking to our friend Pip here, and apparently he can turn people into spiders. I just know how to beat the shit out of someone and, you know, slice a bad guy, you know?
Don't you dare, Pip, I swear.
Yeah, well, the thing is, most of these magic users can't take a hit.
Brawl,
So that's what.
Brawl goes, "Oh, I could take a hit if you know what I mean." And she winks to you.
Uh, Us fighters are the front line.
Hey, I figured. I'm. What about that Ariane feller?
Apparently, a girl.
Really?
Yep.
Whew. I didn't expect that.
See?
Yeah. Not sure why she's hiding it.
Hmm.
But well, might find out later.
Yeah, maybe I should ask her. Or maybe I could talk to her. You know, woman to woman. If she is actually a woman. Who knows?
Well,
Skeptical.
Wiss seems to think so, and so does her. So
How does Wiss know?
something about how she smelled. I don't know. It was kind of vague. I don't know if it's a half elf thing or not.
I didn't smell anything.
Yeah.
Maybe my nose isn't that good as Miss Healer. Wiss says, I heard that.
What? You're a half elf. You have more attuned senses than most.
Wiss gives you a look and then goes back to talking. Pip goes, Mr. Harbrand,
Yes, Pip?
so did you guys go through the same ceremony?
Yep. Indeed, we did. And I hold up my arm and show off the blue glow.
He does the same thing. He goes, hey, this is pretty cool. We didn't have stuff like that back in the Goblin Army. I like this place a lot better already.
We're way cooler.
No one's, you know, slapped me or made me dance on things on fire and other things like that. Is so where am I gonna sleep? Do you guys have like a corner I sleep in? I'm not quite sure.
There's a new dormitory room with beds for everyone.
Wait, I get a bed?
Yep.
In actual bed?
Yeah.
With hay and feathers?
Uh, if that's what you want, I think we can have an actual mattress and blankets if you want.
Oh, you see as he kind of becomes lightheaded as he goes, "Hi, thank you. I've never slept in a bed my entire life."
Yeah. Oh, they're quite a comfort. Also, Beerus, what the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
Beerus,
I was dancing.
you and Wiss kind of sat down. Wiss already got a tankard of mead from one of the kegs in there. She offers one to you too.
I gladly accept.
So she kind of leans over and whispers to you, "Who should we talk to first?"
Hmm.
Okay. Beerus, you open up your mouth to speak, but then you hear as you see the wall over here as a giant stone golem kind of makes its way out of the wall um, into the cafeteria, And you see the new recruits they all kind of get startled and wondering what the hell's happening if they're about to get attacked. You see, um, Brawl, she kind of reaches for her dirk on her side.
Is it serrated?
I put my hand on her shoulder. It's fine. It's just her.
The golem goes, "Yes, don't be alarmed. I just have taken control of this golem. Just would like to wish you all a happy evening and a good dinner. And Habran, Pyrrhus, Whis, please see me in the morning. We have things to discuss." King, and the golem goes back into the wall.
Wow, I think that was like the equivalent of being called to the principal's office.
No, I think we're good. It's probably just update on immediate plans.
Oh,
Whis goes, "Yeah, probably."
well. Let's party then.
Whis says, "You could say that again." And then she looks over to Habran and points. "Don't say it again."
I just point at Beerus.
Whis then points to Beerus. "Don't do it. Don't do that joke."
I am not the worst. I am not the worst.
The door opens, and
Roll a charisma save.
Gran says,
I am not the worst.
Say it.
"No,
I
Say
am not the
it.
worst.
don't do it, Beerus."
Say it.
I am not the worst.
Say it.
I move to my normal move when I need to stop speaking, and just start chugging the mead.
The door to the kitchen opens, and Gran then motions at you, Beerus.
You mean
I mean,
Habran?
Habran, Bloodmane.
I was like, "Why are you motioning me?"
Hi, it's time to move the boar. Just
All right.
be careful with it. Just all you have to do is pick up the spit, put it on the cart, and then take the spit out. Okay?
So while he's doing that, I think I'm gonna be that guy at the table who rolls up a cigarette and lights it.
Okay.
You've got a vape.
You got a vape, bro.
Yeah, I've got a vape, but I also have other addictions to meat.
So you take out the just stuff you have on you, and you start rolling one, and you see the couple. They're kind of just talking to themselves like they usually do, and you hear something that you've never heard before in your entire life. You hear Dari laughing very loud and obnoxiously, and you see Wayne. He's smiling very big. And Dari, you see he's laughing and he's banging his fist on the table. Wes goes, "Huh. Never thought I'd hear that guy laugh."
Those two are made for each other.
It appears that way. See Brawl. She's really just wants some food. And Pip, he's really just kind of marveling at like all of the shit that's happening. He's gonna get good food. He has a steady job. No one's gonna punch him. He has a bed. He is straight up in
Yet.
heaven right now.
No one's gonna punch him yet.
Jordan, make a strength check.
Just a normal check.
Yep,
Don't mess up.
get a 1.
Don't mess up.
Go! As you pick up this huge
Whoa.
fucking roasted boar and you put it on the cart and you take the spit out. And Gran goes, "Oh, very strong, aren't you?"
Indeed.
Okay, a couple more finishing touches. And she puts the apple in the boar. And then she kind of reaches into this kind of pouch on her side. And she throws some herbs onto onto it. And she goes, "Okay, well, roll that out and I'm gonna get the rest."
All right.
So you kind of push open the door with the cart, and as all of you, as the boar comes out, just this great smell of just this roasted meat that had been seasoned and cooked just right comes through the air, and it makes just all of your stomachs just grumble at how hungry you are and how good it looks. And then Gran, then you see she's holding some things on her tray with both hands, and she kind of is balancing out. And then you hear her say something in some weird tongue, and then just a table appears right in the center, and she puts the trays onto the table, and she goes, "All right, dig in, everyone." You see the first person to get up is Brawl, and she goes, "Food!" And she gets up from her bench and she runs over to the like food tables. You see everyone else slowly begins to get up to get their food. You guys gonna do anything? Just gonna eat happily?
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys all make yourself some fairly large plates of food, just big haunches of meat, and there's just these big, huge mashed potatoes and tons of vegetables and just a whole bunch of other stuff. And Gran, who went back into the kitchen, she sticks her head out and she goes, "Oh, everyone, make sure you leave room for dessert." And she goes back into the kitchen. And
Dang it, I didn't.
And now as you guys are sitting down and eating, you hear someone crying. And you guys look and you see Pip who's eating, and he's crying, and tears are coming down his face. He goes, "This is the best food I've ever had. Are you in heaven?" As he's slowly just shoveling this food into his mouth. And Whisk gives him like a pat on the back. Also, as you guys sit down to eat, Ariane sits down with her plate, and then she takes off her helmet, puts it on the ground next to her, and you guys finally get a good look at what she actually looks like. You see as she kind of takes her helmet off, you see she has a very fair face with these high cheekbones and these very piercing blue eyes. You see she has this very long blonde hair that was in a bun on her head, and then she kind of shakes it, and the braid kind of unfurls down her back. And the people who didn't know before are looking at her, and the people who did know are still looking at her, which she hasn't noticed. And she kind of looks up and notices that most everyone's staring at her. And you see she begins to redden, and then she just starts eating, not looking up.
See? Told her she was a girl.
Wisp punches you and goes, I already knew. You didn't
Talking
know.
was talking to Brawl.
Brawl goes, I guess you were right. I didn't see it before, but I guess now I do. I can't tab out to see it.
Dang it.
Could press F11 and then go back in.
Fine. We'll look at it. You notice as Faye, she doesn't do the same thing. Somehow when she puts her fork to her mask, the fork just goes straight through her mask and then comes back out.
Hmm. Hmm.
Beerus, as you're kind of too busy just shoveling food in your mouth, you feel an elbow to the side as Whis elbows you.
Ah.
Whis says, ask stuff about her. I'm curious.
Wait, which one?
Either. Pick.
So, how are you shoving a fork through your fox mask?
Oh, well, this mask is very magical, and since I don't like taking it off, I just made it so I could just eat through it. Makes things a lot easier.
Why don't you like taking it off?
Pray you don't have to see.
No, it just makes me want to see more.
Trust me, you don't.
You see, you say that, but the more you say that, the more I want to know.
You don't. Tell me about yourself, Beerus. What are you?
What am I?
Yes, what are you?
Well, I am a half elf.
I could tell.
What? Okay. Artificer, Crab King, gun specialist.
So you dabble in the arts of alchemy?
Yes.
I haven't done too much in it myself, but it always did seem intriguing. Is that pouch you had, is that where your things are?
Yeah. It was my grandfather's.
I figured so, from the craftsmanship. So,
Now, I don't know if you're trying to say that you don't think I could craft something this beautiful, or
no, nothing like that, Beerus. Just it seems older.
okay.
So, what brought you to this place? Did a group of strangers wander into your home to ask you to?
Funny story. That masked man over there, Dari, bought me a plate of ribs and offered me wealth, glory, and adventure. And I accepted.
Ribs are one way to a man's heart. Quite literally.
I mean, yeah, I,
That,
that is true.
It's easier if you go under them, though.
she says, that Dari character, very interesting. I can tell he's gifted with the third sight.
Yeah. Don't go in his room though.
I've seen his room. His wall is very intriguing.
Wait, how? Okay.
You know,
Yeah, just don't physically go in his room because he doesn't like it.
you're not curious how I know these things?
I'm very curious, but I feel like I'm just gonna get a cryptic answer. How do you, no, actually, I am. I'm very curious. How do you know what his room looks like?
You, as you say this, you kind of jump as something kind of furry brushes the like back of your legs underneath the table. I guess you'll see in a second. Come here. And you see as something flies out underneath the table and then comes gliding back down right next to Faye on the table. And you see what seems to be a normal house cat, but on its back are these fairly large wings. She goes, this is how I see sometimes. And you see as she starts petting the cat.
Hmm.
Whisk goes, wait a second. That's the thing that stole my towel. And she,
I step up on the table and I'm like, "You're the thing that peeped on Wes."
oh, Trissam likes to get into some mischief every once in a while when I'm not looking. Did you play a prank on these nice people? And you hear, wow. I'm very sorry. I'll try to keep a closer eye on her. Just sometimes she likes to play around. You know how cats are. Whisk kind of grumbles and goes back to eating her food.
I'm more of a robot wolf kind of guy.
Yeah, those stupid cats steal my towel. As she begins to go back to eating. I have a question for you, Beerus. How
May
did
have an
you
answer.
find the rest of these, I would say, new co-workers?
Wait, you mean like?
How did you find me? It was Bag, wasn't it?
It was actually.
She's very peculiar, if you haven't already guessed. She was the strange one from the coven. Not including Sir Curse-a-Lot, but she wasn't weird. Just a bitch.
Sir Curselot's the worst.
Yes, sometimes I wonder where she is now, now that you've let her free. I bet she's trying to find a new body. I have a feeling we won't see the last of her,
I hope not.
especially now that you guys killed her boyfriend.
I hope. I hope we don't see the. I hope we see her again because I want to kill her again because she's a ghost, so she needs to die again.
Whis goes, yeah.
Well, I just wanted to make it clear that we didn't kill her the first time.
Oh, no, I know. I was there when she died. It wasn't pretty. I'd be lying if I said I didn't find some satisfaction from it.
Yeah, well, I mean, she is the literal worst.
Yes.
So.
Meanwhile, Harbran, what have you been up to? What have you and Brawl / Pip have been talking about?
Just enjoying the food. Telling Pip that he doesn't have to shove it all in. There's plenty to go around, and more will be coming out.
He kind of midway with like a haunch of meat in his mouth. He looks at you as you say that, and he goes, "Mm-hmm," and then he keeps piling it in.
Alright, don't blame me if you get sick.
Hey, I hope I get sick. If food's so good, it'd be worth it. Brawl goes, "Hey, so, Habrand, where will I be sleeping? Or if you want, where will we be sleeping?"
Oh, this place is pretty moldable. So we can either get another larger bed, or if you want your own bed, we can do that.
Oh, I like moldable. What type of moldable are you talking about, Habrand?
If you ask Gran, she can change the walls and stuff.
What were you thinking?
We can see if we could get a larger bed or another room or something.
I guess you'll have to talk to her, won't you?
I suppose.
She
I,
she winks very big, like very big and slow. She goes, "Well, I have to say one thing. The food is pretty good here. You were right."
Yep. Indeed it is.
I lean over to Whist and I ask, "Is Hopbrain talking about leaving us?"
Whis says, "I think they want to get it on, if you know what I mean." And then she starts singing a certain Marvin Gaye song. Can't sing it because of copyright.
Okay. Beerus takes a moment and then realizes what
songs concerned.
Shut the
and
fuck
realizes
up.
what she's. Beerus takes a moment and then realizes what she's saying and goes, "Oh."
Whisk goes, wait, when I passed out drunk that one night, did they or did they not?
I don't think they did. Considering I was awake longer than both of them.
She nods and goes, yeah, that's probably why. And she goes back to eating and drinking.
So wait, are you trying to say that I blocked them?
Yeah, you cockblocked them hard.
Damn.
She goes, do you think he has one of those bottles?
I don't think so.
Damn. Where's Stumbleduck when you need him?
I think he's off flipping chicken.
Yeah. Yeah, flipping chickens.
He's flipping chicken.
So, after you guys basically eat a lot of the main course, eventually Gran, she comes out with another cart full of cakes and tarts and this very big pie, and you see on the main cake it says welcome to Storm Peak in the frosting for the recruits. And everyone gets up, takes as much as they can theoretically. Pip,
I hope it's funfetti.
it is a chocolate swirl.
Also
Pip?
a good choice.
Pip is loving it so much, he's eaten everything. You see his main course plate and his dessert plate are completely clear. Look like they just came out of the dishwasher, as he just ate every morsel from it, even the little crumbs he ate from it. And you see as he goes, oh, and then he just lays on the bench. See, Brawl, she eats
regret
a
that
lot,
anymore.
but she won't touch the cake, but she had a tart. You see, Ariane, she doesn't want dessert, so she puts her helmet back on, and she stands up, and then she walks out. If I can move her. And Faye,
I didn't get a dog.
you notice that Faye didn't eat a lot of the main course, but almost ate all of the desserts. So you guys, after the kind of festivities have died down, everyone starts to get up, being extremely full from all the food. And you see Pip is who's still laying on the bench. He goes, oh, I've never eaten so much in my life. And he kind of,
Good on you, Pip.
he tries getting up, and he kind of rolls off the bench, and he pushes himself up, and he walks, and then he goes into the hall, and then he stops and goes, wait, Hopran, where's the bed?
They're down, straight down the hallway. The room at the very end.
He goes, oh, thank you. And he sees he kind of speed walks down to the bedroom. Faye then, after eating all of her desserts, she gets up, she bows to the rest of you and goes, I hope you have a good evening. And she kind of drifts off. You don't see her feet, so it kind of seems like she's just floating because of her large, big black cloak. And she just makes her way out. And then you see Dari and Wayne. They've just still just haven't stopped talking at all. So they're just still talking. They have no intention of getting up. Brawl looks at you, Hobbrand, and goes, "Hey, so maybe you should go talk to Gran."
All right, I'll do that then.
You get up and you walk into the kitchen, and you see Gran. She's doing some dishes, and her gloves are doing some too. And she goes, "Oh, Mr. Hobbrand, what can I do you for?"
I was gonna see if you could adjust some of the sleeping accommodation rooms.
Oh, what did you mean?
I was wondering if you could put my bed, or either my bed or a larger bed, in a private room for me and Brawl.
Oh, I see what you mean, Master Harbrand. You don't want to have the coitus around your companions.
Not what I would have said, but
He's not
more,
saying
more, or
no.
less, more or less accurate.
It's okay. Do you have any, you know, you know what I mean? You know,
Preferences?
no, I meant some birth control, sweetie.
Oh, I don't.
Well, it's a good thing I stole this from Master Hobbrand. And she reaches into her sleeve and takes out a dick vial.
Said the wrong name. Can't steal from me if I didn't have it in the first place. Stole it from Stumbleduck.
Dang, man, he's like losing everything.
Thanks.
Oh, I'll go do that right now. Just stay here and do me a favor, will you? Could you help do some of the dishes? It's a lot more than I expected.
Okay,
You could get
no problem.
you could get Brawl if you want. I am doing both of you a favor.
You can send her in here to help if you want.
Okay, I'll be right back. She walks out, and you go over to the sink where there's a whole bunch of soapy soapy water and the kind of pristine dishes you have, and a cloth. And you start going in, and you hear the door open as Brawl walks in and goes, "Hey, so it looks like we've been put on dishes duty, eh?"
I figured it was only fair. She's helping us out a bit.
Hey, yes, that's true. So, is she magic or something?
Yeah, you could say that.
How strong a magic are we talking?
Well, we know she's at least some sort of magic user because she had the materials for Fireball for Stumbleduck, and she seems to be able to get the walls to do whatever she wants around here.
That that seems like a very good power, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys begin to do the dishes, and you see that, it's pretty fun doing it together. You have a pretty good time. Beers, what are you doing?
Um, hmm, I, I guess I'm gonna take whatever's left of whatever tankard of ale I'm on, and bring it back to the room.
Okay. Um,
Boop, boop,
Wiss is fairly tipsy. Um,
boop, 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 boop.
See, Wiss is kind of, she comes in and joins you, except she does not take any mead with her.
Does she walk across the table with me?
She goes around like a normal person.
No. One day, you're going to see my ways as right.
She goes, yeah, right now, if I walked across that table, I would probably fall.
I would help you across.
Would you?
Yeah.
Maybe next time then.
Okay. It's a date.
Um, Now, you guys make your way to the dormitory, kind of stumbling your way over there as you're fairly intoxicated. And as you guys enter, you see Gran, who's putting her hands against the wall and saying some words. And you see as the walls kind of as if it kind of just jutted out, and you see a long hallway kind of form through the wall.
Works, I guess. I was thinking you'd just do it over here.
There's literally just no. Your room is literally just a long hallway. It has a bed.
Gran goes, "Oh, hello. Are you heading to bed now?"
Oh, wait.
Guess you're not saying anything.
Wait. Yes.
Oh, well, I'll get out of your hair. Have a good night, you too.
Oh.
And she walks out.
Wait.
What are you doing, Virus?
Well, I now want to go explore this hallway.
Okay. You go down the hallway.
I'm going to explore.
And you turn the end of the corner and you see a very big bed with rose petals on it and some shelving and Habrand's things kind of like stacked against the side.
Hmm.
You hear, "What's down there?" Spears not respond.
No, he does. I just a response came to my head that I was just like, no, I'm not gonna say that.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it's a sex dungeon.
What? A sex dungeon?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Who's it for?
Well, it's got Hopbrand stuff in it.
Uh-oh. Guess we better leave him alone tonight. Wink, wink. She says wink. She doesn't wink. She verbally says wink.
I caught that.
You come
Oh.
out the long end of the hallway.
So part of me wants to go invisible and hide in there, but that would also be weird. So when have I turned away from the weird
Wiz
option?
says that's a very good bad idea, but we should totally do it.
This is a horrible thing.
Wait, do you think Habrand would be mad, or would he be like, "Oh hey, what you guys doing here?"
I definitely think at the very least he would be more than mildly irritated.
He would probably kill us, wouldn't he?
Yeah. The only problem is I think he's too good for that. Like we're not committing any evil by doing it. So.
But we are peeping on him like that cat.
Like that cat. And we don't want to be like that cat.
Wait. We should get the cat to do it.
It's a great idea.
Whis stumbles out of bed to follow you.
Hey, cat!
Habran, after a little bit of doing some dishes, you guys get through a good majority of them when the door opens from Gran. And she goes, "Oh, hello. Your room is done. I could do the rest if you want. It's no trouble."
Alright. Thanks, Gran.
"No problem." And then she winks to you. And you and Brawl make your way out of the kitchen. Roll perception for me, real quick. You don't hear anything, and you continue to walk out. And as you walk out, you still see the flirtatious ones, Dari, who like has his elbow on the table and his hand on it, looking very intently at Wayne. And Wayne is telling this story, and he's being very flamboyant with his voice, and he's using all these very extreme hand gestures, and Dari seems to be listening very intently. But you guys just hate it when you grab the token and it actually wants to just resize it. You two make your way down to the dormitory, where as you guys are walking, you see Whis and Beerus stumbly walk into the other dormitory.
Hey, cat!
You see through the you just see the beds where Pip seems to be fairly asleep, very happy in his bed. Ariane doing the same thing she did before in her armor, sleeping. And you see Faye, who's just laying on top of her bed with Trissam on top of, like, on her stomach.
Mm-hmm. Brawl, do you have any stuff in here we need to grab?
Oh yeah, I have my bag and a few things in there. Let me grab it. I'll meet you in the room.
All right. Hopefully it's off of the other room.
You walk in and you see a hallway where your bed used to be.
Well, that's probably it.
Beerus, you see as Brawl kind of walks in. She gives you two a very strange look as she grabs her bag and then heads out the door. Beerus, what are you guys doing?
Well, Beerus is starting to have second thoughts and thinks this is a really bad idea.
Whisk goes, what? What you doing, Beerus?
I'm starting to not know what I'm doing anymore.
It's okay.
And then
maybe we
I
should
I
just
then
go
just
to sleep.
pass out on the floor.
You stumble and you feel your eyes close, and then you plop right onto the ground. Meanwhile, Habran, you you walk down this fairly long, kind of dark hallway, and you turn the corner to see you see a very large bed with your stuff in it. And you notice that there's rose petals on this very large bed.
Thanks, Gran.
As you're kind of getting settled for bed, you hear, "Hey, how long is this hallway?" As you hear footsteps coming down it.
Yeah, I don't think it needed to be quite this far, but it might be to our benefit.
Yeah, I think that's true. And she comes in and she puts her stuff right next to yours and goes, "Did she really put rose petals on our bed?"
Yes, she did.
The peculiar old lady.
She has good taste in music.
Does she? What type of music is she into?
Metal.
Oh, like heavy or? You know that part in have you guys seen Monsters University?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know the part where they're sneaking into um like the Scream Factory, and
Oh yes.
that one guy's mom takes him, and she's like, I'll be right here, just listening to my tunes. And she rolls up the window, and then it's like, and she's like, yes. That's grand. Brawl then looks at you with this kind of inquisitive look, Harbrand, and goes, so, what should we do, Master Harbrand?
Well, so we can test out the bed.
That sounds like a very good idea. And she looks at you. And then she pulls you over to the bed, and she then throws you onto the bed. For her size, she's pretty fucking strong. Her strength as she pushes you onto the bed kind of surprised you as you poof onto the bed where there's a lot of furs on it. And she goes, hey, I've been waiting for this for a long time.
Oh, one thing.
She goes,
Grab the bottle.
She goes, what the fuck is that?
It's a protective potion, making sure there's no unintended consequences.
Where did you get that?
Gran gave it to me. She stole it from Stumbleduck, apparently. He bought a whole crap ton of them at the fair.
She goes, what the fuck?
Yeah, I can't say I'm
She
pleased
raises
with the
she raises her
design
hand.
choice.
She goes, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. And you kind of like take the cork out of the urethra of the thing, and you kind of like, you smell it, and it smells fucking awful. And you chug it down, and ooh, it was not pleasant. It was very sticky, very hard liquid. And as then you lie back down onto the bed, and then with the nimbleness of a panther, Brawl then jumps from the ground up over the bed and then on top of you, and then proceeds to make out with you. And then we're going over to Beerus. Beerus, you're woken up to the sound of
Ooh, that was a good athletics check.
Beerus, you're woken up to the sound of kind of what seems to be something banging on metal. That seems to be coming through a wall. And you see Whis, who's kind of standing near your bed, and she goes, do you hear that?
I do.
Should we probably check it out?
I think we should just let him have this one.
Oh, no, it's not them. And she points towards the hallway. It's in there. And she points at the workshop.
Wait, what?
And
I
now that you're more awake, you realize that it's something hitting metal.
okay. I go kick the door open.
You kick the door open to see Skelashanks, who's putting his bony hand on top of Moon's head, going, whoa, pretty dog, good dog, as he's trying to, what you could tell, kind of maybe pet Moon, and Moon's just standing there with no reaction.
Skelashanks.
Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. I was just giving your doggy a good pet. No shank, only pet.
I want you to answer me honestly. Did you try and shank my dog?
Oh, no, why would I shank the metal pupper? Even if I wanted to shank the pupper, his metal would just break the old bone shanks. Me and him have become quite friends while you've been gone. He's very talkative, the good puppo.
You just didn't hear bork.
Whis goes, what the fuck?
I just look at Whis. I'm just like, I'm scared for my dog.
Whis goes, Skelashanks, answer me truthfully. What are you doing with Moon? Oh, I'm just giving him the old pet. That's what you do to the animals, right? You give them a pet, not the shank, only the pet. Whisk goes, oh, I, I guess that's okay.
I
Just
mean, as long as he's not stabbing my dog.
no, Beerus, no shanking. Only pets. Pets for the dog, the good dog. You're a good boy, aren't you? Good boy. I think I've made a new friend. Wouldn't you say, Moon Moon?
Pork. Pork.
Yes. Right, well, are you two going to bed?
I guess so.
Oh, then I'll stop the petting for tonight. I'm very sorry, Moon Moon. No more petting. And then you see a Skellshank. He just falls over backwards and turns into a pile of bones. Good night. And he
Eh.
crumbles onto the ground.
I close the door, and I ask Wes. That sounded a lot louder than his petting, didn't it?
I don't know. What else would he do to the dog?
I mean, he could have been stabbing the dog the whole time, and he's just lying.
No, he wouldn't lie to me. I'm his master.
Guess you're right.
From what I could tell, it's kind of against his code, so probably not.
Does he have a code?
I think so. I mean, I killed that demi-lich, and now I'm the master, so he has to have some sort of honor code or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? What a weirdo.
I guess.
She goes, you going to bed?
Yeah.
I think our two friends have been in bed for a while, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably the best thing to come out of this. Now I don't have to hear his fucking snoring.
I mean, that's true.
She goes, are you alright? You kind of passed out earlier. Oh my god, fucking Jordan.
Oh gosh.
You hear and it echoes
Oh
throughout
gosh.
the peak. And Whis goes, please tell me that wasn't what I just heard.
Can we just ignore that?
Whis goes, oh, good thing I got those earbuds. Good night, Beerus. And she runs over to her bed and puts the earplugs in and jumps into bed.
About to have an emotional moment, and then sex noises just.
What are you gonna do, Beerus?
I guess I'm gonna go to bed.
You get back into bed, and you put the furs around you, and you try to not listen to the sounds, but you can eventually slowly drift off to sleep. And again, you have the same dream. The same dream about the slimes.
What are they trying to tell me?
Except in this dream, the slimes are coming towards you instead of going away. And then towards the end of the dream, all the five slimes, they jump at once, and then they slap down, and then they all kind of surround you. And then you woke up. Jordan,
Ah, the slimes!
Jordan, you know what happened. Whis, she just, put her ear plugs in, and she had a good night. And that's nope, nope. I gotta do one more thing before we end this episode. So, Beerus, you wake up and you go, slimes, slime, slime. And you wake up, and Whisk kind of she bolts away and goes, huh? Is everyone okay? Huh? And she looks over to you, Beerus. She goes, you all right?
You remember the slime dream I was having earlier?
Yeah, during your nap.
Yeah, they were beautiful and majestic.
Yeah, what about
Only
him?
I had the dream again, but this time they attacked me.
Did they attack you?
Well, I mean, I guess we never got around to that. They surrounded me.
Maybe the
They seemed
slime.
hostile.
Maybe the slimes are trying to tell you something.
What though?
That's a good question. Guess we'll have to see. Uh, I think it's morning time. I can never really tell here, but uh, yeah, I think we should probably go see what the boss wants. She sounded kind of serious last night.
Yeah, she did.
She goes, I really don't want to go into Hotbrand's room.
Nope.
She goes, wait, I have a great idea.
Okay.
Guess who just came into possession of a new minion?
Is it you?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna send Skellishanks in there to wake him up.
Yes.
Think it's a good idea?
I think it's a great idea.
Me too. You guys walk over to the workshop and open the door, and you see Moon, who's kind of curled up, pretending to sleep even though he doesn't. And then you see Skellishanks, who's kind of curled up in a bone pile, which is then curled around Moon. Even though they don't sleep, they still were pretending to, which is very bizarre. Which goes, Skellishanks? And he comes back into his human form and goes, oh, hello, master. What do you need me to do? And she goes, we need you to wake up Hobran. Oh, this sounds like a fun endeavor. Is there any way you'd like me to wake him up? Maybe with one of these? And he takes off his hand, and his arm bone is just kind of made into 2 points. Give him one of the old shanks, if you know what I mean, or actually wake him up. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Whisk goes, definitely not killing him. That's probably the best way. He goes, oh, all right. I could wake him up. And you see as he does this strange kind of tiptoe walk out of the workshop, and he opens the door, and then he begins to do this tiptoe walk down the hallway, and Whis moves towards the hallway, and you see she's kind of like holding back like laughing. She goes, Beerus, this is probably our best plan yet.
Yes, it is.
Jordan, roll perception for me. That's Falcor.
Oh.
I'm joking. You, after staying up very late, you have been sleeping very peacefully. Probably one of the best nights of sleep you've ever had. You are sleeping on your back, and Brawl is sleeping next to you. Her head laying basically on your chest. You feel just very content in your sleep. You had a fairly nice dream until it is rudely awakened and you jolt awake from this loud noise and your eyes open and you see, hello, time to wake up, as the skeleton is just dangling all of his bones. And you see that they're making this kind of xylophone-esque noise, and he goes, time to wake up, and then he starts using his rib bone as a xylophone. He goes, ooh, time to do things. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Are you gonna hold person on him?
He's humanoid.
What's your
Is he
DC?
about to kill Skillshanks?
Spell save DC is 14.
You like say a prayer and you reach out your hand towards him, um, and you see as he stops moving, and then he turns into a pile of bones, and then he comes back and goes, "That won't work on me, Bran. Time to wake up." And then he starts going back into his xylophone music.
I'm awake. Leave.
He stops suddenly with like his leg in one air and his hand's about to hit his ribs. He goes, "Okay," and then he walks out. And you doing this also woke up Brawl and goes, Brian, what the fuck just happened?
I'm relatively certain some of our other friends decided to have a little fun with how they woke us up.
Was I still dreaming, or was there a skeleton in here?
Yes.
What?
Yes. I forgot you guys hadn't met him yet. Yeah, Whis kind of inherited a undead skeleton man servant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently he used to serve the lich that we killed, and since Whis is the one who crushed his phylactery, killing him, she's now his new boss. He likes to shank things, but we haven't let him shank anything.
That's very peculiar.
Yeah, he's a little off-putting.
Well, I guess we're up now. We should
Yep.
probably go see the boss before she gets on your ass.
Yep, sounds like a good plan.
I don't think there's anything for me to do, so I'm gonna go back to sleep. And she gets back under the covers.
Alright.
You get dressed and you put your armor on, but you leave your things and you start making your way. Beerus, you you and Whis were laughing very loudly as you just heard the cacophony of xylobone music coming from the end of the hall. And what do you do? Do you get ready and go to the boss?
Oh yeah. I was already ready. I just wanted to make sure I was out in the lobby before Hobran got out.
Good idea. With does the same thing basically, and Skellshanks decides to just stand in the middle of the room because he doesn't know what else to do. As you walk in, Hobran, you see your companions are not in the room, but their skeleton friend is there, and you groggily make your way um, through the pig, and you notice that really no one else is up at this time, and you
On my way, I'm like, Skellishanks, by the way, who sent you down there to wake us up?
ooh, I shouldn't say. Maybe I did it on my own.
That's close enough for an answer. Thanks.
Or maybe the talking people in the walls told me.
Pretending I didn't hear that.
Do you not hear them too?
Already gone.
You enter the foyer to see a groggy Whis and Beerus waiting outside the door.
Thanks for the wake-up call, guys.
Huh? What are you...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Wait. With Skellishanks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was missing when we woke up. I was wondering where he was. Oh, that's weird. Quiz shrugs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we might as well go in now. If we
Yeah.
want to keep her waiting.
Whatever.
With like tries to keep her best poker face as you guys walk in,
Pop poker face. Pop poker face.
and you see her as she unfurls her wings and goes, hello, my champions. How are you this morning?
Little bit rudely awakened, but other than that, good.
Good.
Whisk goes, still sleepy. Well, that's good to hear, I suppose. Hope you all had a good night last night.
Yeah.
Quite good.
Are you ready for your next assignment?
Yeah.
This time
Sure.
I have something real for you to do. I know you guys like dungeons, so I have a mission for you. Towards the northeast, there's this part of the forest which seems to be dying for no concernable reason. Reports have indicated that there might be some dark magic lingering there, or some maybe dark. I was about to say dark magician. I want you guys to go see what the cause of this blight is on the forest, and whatever it is, purge it.
Ogren mentioned something about that too.
Yes, it caused an entire small village to relocate because the blight killed all their crops so they couldn't eat. It's been growing at a fairly alarming rate. So,
I was gonna say,
event
don't you mean the boss gave us that
Both
before?
actually. Both actually. I was just mentioning that Ogren had also mentioned.
I think it's
I,
very.
I have I have two separate quest lists in my notes, by the way.
Yeah, I see them. I see them.
She goes, well, I'd like this to be done post haste, and I'll make sure if to send someone to go look for Stumbleduck or figure out where he went. So don't worry about him, and if you desire, you could bring along one of the recruits for training, if you want, or it could just be the three of you. It's up to you. Just get the job done. Make sure that no other villages have to relocate.
All right.
Okie dokie.
And you guys step out of the throne room, back into the foyer, and that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Thanks to everyone who might actually watch this, or even if you get this far, I'm actually quite surprised because this is probably going to be a lot of content to go through. So if you do get this far, thanks. And
I just had sex, and it felt so good. A woman let me
I'm
stick
actually
my
gonna
penis inside her.
I'm actually gonna be very amazed if you're able to make it this far, especially considering that we just did three episodes of content with no combat.
that's don't worry, guys. The next
I was
episode.
literally like having the like tremors when we like were like avoiding fighting the pack. I was like, damn it.
I,
Should have said something, man.
I was like, I'm gonna do the responsible thing.
I was actually quite sad that you guys didn't. But
Well,
whatever,
you have to
whatever.
consider that most of my attacks are fire based, and fire and heavy rain don't mix.
You have other means of fighting.
I
But
do, but
don't worry, people. There will be lots of combat next episode. Just stay tuned to make sure to stay tuned to see what happens to our adventures. Bye bye.
bye.
Bye.